Our reading today comes from the Old Testament, from the book of Numbers, chapter 9, verses 15 through 18. On the day the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant. And from evening until morning it was over the tabernacle, having the appearance of fire. It was always so. The cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. Whenever the cloud lifted from the tent, the Israelites would set out. And in the place where the cloud settled down, there the Israelites would camp. At the command of the Lord, the Israelites would set out, and at the command of the Lord, they would camp. As long as the cloud rested over the tabernacle, they would remain in the camp. As the people of Israel were wandering in the wilderness, they journeyed from place to place, but they did not set their own course. They journeyed following God's direction. God led the people of Israel every step of the way. God's presence was manifest to them in the appearance of a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. When the pillar of cloud moved, the people moved, and when the pillar of cloud stopped, the people stopped. Whenever the cloud stopped, it was there that the people made their camp, and they would set up the tabernacle, their place of worship. There was a rhythm of walking and stopping, and God was with them. God was leading them. Now in time, the pillar of cloud and fire was not the focus for the people of Israel. The focus was the Torah, the law. The Torah contained God's teachings, and God's people were guided by those teachings. Psalm 119, all 176 verses of it, is a psalm of praise for God's Torah, a psalm of praise for God's teachings. The psalm begins with these words: "Happy are those whose way is blameless, who walk in the law of the Lord." Torah is a gift to us from our loving God. And so to walk in God's way, to walk in God's teachings, is a blessing. As we become more aware of God's blessing, our response is praise. We praise God for the teachings God has given to guide us each day. It has been our practice to praise God in our sanctuary, but for right now we are wandering. We are wandering in a wilderness brought on by the COVID-19 epidemic. God is still present with us. Only now it is a time for us to walk. Literally walk. We are being asked to take walks inside our homes and around in our neighborhoods. This will help us to maintain our health, both in body and in spirit. As we are walking, we can take this as a time to offer our prayers of praise to God. In the evenings, my husband Peter and I, we have been taking walks around our neighborhood, and one of the delightful things that we have enjoyed is the brightness of the stars in the night sky. And so for us to look up and to see the belt and the sword of Orion and the flickering lights of the Pleiades has been something that has truly evoked from us our prayers of praise and joy as we experience the beauty of God's creation. This is more than simply taking note of something of astronomical interest. We have felt joy and wonder in the gift of God's creation. And so our response has been praise. I'd like to encourage each one of you to take a walk, and as you do so, to give your attention fully to something that just comes to your notice, something that just jumps out and captures your attention. It may be some part of creation, it may be an object, it may be a thought or a recollection, it may be a person. And when you notice this gift, offer a prayer of praise to your loving God. Now, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you might consider reading several verses of Psalm 119 and let it be a model for you as to how you might express your praise to God. For me, as I think about our experiences walking each evening, my prayer of praise to God for the night stars would be this: happy are those whose way is trust, who walk in the dancing light of God's stars. And so, let us walk through these days, offering our prayers of praise to God who is with us every step of the way.